to you today.
Hey, Nancy, great to speak with you.
We got to sit down in person during D23 for epic adventures,
I remember that feels like a lifetime ago, but also like it was last week.
right? Thank you. But I was excited for animals up close because you really did get really close. Like you were just like, wow, right behind me.
Yeah. I mean, as the it would yeah, it'd be a bit of a disappointing title if we didn't get close. But yeah, that was key to really telling these animals stories was to get close on their terms, and film them doing what they do best. I think to me most special was getting close to Pataka, the female puma that we followed for the Patagonia Puma episode, only because of the history that I had with her. I met her 4 years ago as a cub. So for this episode, we were going back to see how she's doing. And not only is she transformed from this cute little cub to now this powerful female mother, with two cubs of her own, just getting to walk alongside her was magic.
And approaching you, right? Like you say in that episode, it's like she plays in her rules.
Yeah, totally. We're in her world, and fortunately, she accepts us as part of her environment, and that's really the dream when an animal is aware that you're there, but is really chill with you being there. That's when you can really show how they behave and move.
This one it was a little different because usually we don't. I don't remember it from Epic Adventures much, but where we actually see the creatures hunting and eating and getting dirty. And here you are, like you're cheering, but you also feel remorse. It's that heartbreaking.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, every episode, but particularly with Pataka, that puma, it was both a physical and emotional roller coaster. When because in this series we were following individual animals and individual animal families rather than just pumas in general or killer whales in general. We're following one family, or the wild dogs in Botswana. We were following one pack of 11 adults. You get to know all of these animals as individuals. That isn't just a wild dog, that's Ali, and that's his partner Cleo. We gave all these animals names not because it's a Disney movie, but because it helps you identify who's who, and that helps you tell their story, because they're all individuals, they're all good at different things. And I think that means that you get an extra level of emotional attachment when you're following them. Pataka I see as like an old friend. Obviously, it's a very one-way relationship. She doesn't care about me. She's a wild animal, but it means when they're going through challenges or succeeding or failing, you're right there with them. You're cheering them on.
The one that had me like at the edge of my sofa, I was laying watching the screeners and then I sat up and I'm at the edge, was the one with the killer whales. And you have the seal, and she was fighting for her life. Like I thought it was over for her, and she kept coming back. And wow.
That was yeah, that just went on and on and on. So it's the really special wave washing killer whales of Antarctica that have figured out this genius hunting strategy. To any other marine predator, a seal resting out the water on a piece of ice would be completely out of reach. But using amazing teamwork, they can create these waves with their bodies to wash the seals off the ice. And you feel for the seal, because these killer whales have such incredibly kind of complex and problem solving abilities that it doesn't matter where you are, they'll get to you. It's sort of like something out of a horror movie. But then at the same time, the real surprise was the audacity is the wrong word. Just like the will to survive of that crab eater seal was unbelievable. And every time we thought it was over for the seal, it kept fighting back. And it was just really special to just be a witness to that event, because these dramas are playing out all around the world all the time, but very rarely do you actually get a ringside seat to see them.
Now we get to watch quite a few of these excitements. Which one do you think was the most emotional one for you?
I mean, they're all challenging, all very emotional. I think the most moving was probably the forest elephant episode in the Central African Republic in the Congo Basin. Those elephants are so amazing. They live in the jungle, and unlike their savanna elephant cousins that I think people are more familiar with, that live out in the big open plains, they live deep in the jungle, and they're just way more secretive. And we humans have done awful things to them. They've just been poached to the brink of extinction now. Some scientists think that they're going to be gone if nothing changes in the next 10 years. That's an elephant population, an elephant species gone in the next 10 years. I knew that poaching was still going on, but working with the eco guards there that literally put their lives on the line every day to protect them, and them taking me to their tusk store, so where they keep all the confiscated ivory that they've taken off of poachers. That was a really difficult thing to see, but we felt it was a really important part of the show to show the reality. But the thing I'm most proud of with the series is, as well as showing the sad realities, also we're celebrating the success of amazing people around the world that are doing their bit to really turn around our relationship with the natural world. And I'm so proud of that, because I think it's so important to celebrate the times that we get it right, because hopefully that will inspire us to do it more often.
Yes, like the individual that for a moment I was heartbroken to see he's sharing his photo of him and killing these pumas, but then he turned it around and he started hurting dogs. This way he didn't have to shoot any more pumas.
Totally, yeah, an amazing story. I mean, in the episode, he talks about he now breeds those dogs, and he provides them to different sheep farms that use them as a protection strategy for the pumas. And he was saying that there was one farm that used to kill 100 pumas per year, 100 pumas a year, and they gave the farm these dogs. I think they had 7 dogs in total. They lost 2 sheep the following year, and didn't kill any pumas. It's pretty amazing turnaround.
Yes, and learning to just live together and just adapt in another way.
That's the key: coexistence, giving each other the space that we need.
Exactly. And real quick, besides the animals, we also see you go through all these obstacles and hiking on ice in the dark, practically rock climbing. Like, are you ever afraid?
Yeah, sometimes. I think fear is probably quite healthy. Probably the most afraid I was in Galapagos, when we were filming the marine iguanas, which are like a mini Godzilla. And they're the only lizard in the world that regularly swims in the sea. So you got this little, like, 3-4 foot long Godzilla jumping in the ocean to eat seaweed, and the biggest iguanas go for the best seaweed, which is where the waves and the currents are strongest. So they're like pro surfers. They can duck dive under these big 10-foot barreling waves. And we wanted to get in the action with them and show how amazing they are at being in the waves. And let's just say they're much better in the waves than I am. And there was a few times when the waves kind of, an extra big wave came, and it ripped me and Jeff, the other camera person, in opposite directions over this rocky reef. I was sort of holding onto a rock for dear life, the camera in my other hand, questioning my life choices. But it all worked out in the end. And it was, just amazing to be underwater with those iguanas.
And then you're not afraid to go underwater after that?
No, we went back the next day. It was great.
You didn't think about it twice?
No, for sure.
You are brave. And thanks to you being brave, you're bringing us these epic videos.
Oh, well, thanks very much. That's very kind.
You're welcome. Is there anything that you feel like you still need to check off your list? Because you've been doing so much. You're like my one Nat Geo hero.
Oh yeah, there's so many things on the list. Not enough time. Yeah, no, an endless list. But yeah, unfortunately, I couldn't give away what I'm working on next, because Mickey Mouse would come after me. But yeah, rest assured, there's some things being ticked there's still things to tick off on the list.
You mean you can get any more closer?
Well, I'm not sure I'd want to get any closer, but certainly there's lots of other animals to get up close and personal with.
Thank you for your time. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, and thank you for bringing this awesome documentaries, because they blow our minds and taking us to these places that are breathtaking. Just seeing on screen, I can just imagine how you feel being there in person.
Oh, cool. Well, thanks very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Cool.